No, they're in Chattanooga, right by the Lookout Mountain, at the base of Lookout Mountain.
Hello, rail friends, and thanks for being with Andy and I and Casey here at Bootleggers Crossing, where the cleanest high rail truck I have ever seen just pulled up. Check this out. He has got the Super Suggs $23.99 special. He's even got Wheel Bright on there. Check it out. That is one clean high rail truck. Whoa. And he just pulled up, posed for the picture, and I thought, well, that's the most excitement we've seen here in 45 minutes. We'll take it. So we are live. We are here. Bootleggers Crossing, the most famous place on the planet within 10 miles of here. Other than, it probably beats Coffee's Cliff, as much as I hate to say that. And because there is a breeze, we're sliding the dead cat on. Keep down that wind noise, so sorry for those little earthquakes and tremors you just experienced. But, and as we always say, because every now and then somebody doesn't know for sure what a dead cat is, so no cats were injured, no cats were harmed, and no cats were used in the production of the dead cat, which goes on the end of the recording device and cuts back on all the wind noise that you hear going through here like a tornado across your neighbor's house on a bad day in Kansas. So, we're good here. Thanks for being on. Let's just kind of see what happens. I'm assuming he's sitting there for a reason. He's got to wait on someone, something, or somebody. And now you know what I know, which sometimes can be very limited. All right, we are a little crooked here, so let's take care of that. We don't want you to see trains going sideways. Mama Bear will get on here, or Kid Outdoor will get on here and give me a bad QC rating. Don't want that. So, I think you're all straight for the next train. Let's just kind of hang out here for a moment, and then we'll talk about what's going on. One moment the sun is out, next moment the sun is in. Just for fun, we're going to see if heat is an issue yet, or if we have enough of a breeze to keep the recording device cool and collected. Kind of like me with my Ray-Bans and great big yellow hat with venting in it. And y'all can't tell anybody, but we can't stay real long today because there is a surprise birthday dinner for Mrs. S, of which, hey, we got action, which she does not know about. So y'all don't tell her.
Does she listen to your team? Oh, yeah. Probably.
Right behind the tire.
Yeah.
She does, but normally not unless I tell her to hop on.
Oh, okay.
Watching trains for hours isn't exactly her top 10 things to do. Just like me watching her do karate. Huh, baby, for 10 hours isn't exactly my top 10 things to do. So, we're assuming he's out to look, watch, or see something or somebody. Anybody trackside, let us know. While I'm sitting here, scanner is now on. And I guess we better get a monitor on. I'm slacking today. And then we're going to show you all the cool Tonka toys here. Andy and I are going to go down there and see if we can... Hey, Tara! Andy and I are going to go down there and see if we can find the keys and figure out how to start and drive these things. Rather than paying $300 an hour at one of those places that you go and push the tires around. Oh, where are you at? Are you there on your S curve? And I know you're chasing something exciting because every time I hear from you, you have just caught this or you just caught that. And today, on the list on the Heritage Unit app, I mean, there's like 18 things in 17 different directions, coming, going, been here, been there, gone, or on the way to Chattanooga, Tennessee. So, Tara, we're going to try and save a couple for you and send them your way. Let me go ahead and get a monitor on. If you want a chair, there's another one. There on the right-hand side.
Yeah, that's all right.
Or you can use the tailgate. All right. Tennessee, Alabama, and Georgia Railway, the tag was just reported in Glenmore, Tennessee, the thriving metropolis of, Glenmary, Tennessee. And if you're one of those inquiring folks, you want to know where Glenmary, Tennessee is? I don't, but we're going to find out. Glenmary, Tennessee is a mere 139 miles to the north of us. And if we were to take off right now, and if Andy didn't drive too fast, according to Waze, we'd go by 2 police officers, and we would be there in 2 hours and 17 minutes. Let's see if I'm good enough to show you this. Whoa, that isn't working too well, is it? There. Uh-oh, now we know why he's waiting. .188, clear Ottawa. the teddy bear or whatever that is. Like I said, we got all kinds of Tonka toys here to play with. Orange, gray, red, yellow, big, small, on the track, not on the track, you name it, we got it. And we can even take one of the trucks to haul it all home. Just think what your neighbors would say. Look what Mike and Andy got in their neighborhood. They got new toys. Now we can have that swimming pool that we wanted. Or Andy's idea was, if you're not happy with the neighbor, well, we can relocate them real quick with one of those. Andy's going to take this one, which was made just down the street, over there by Lookout Mountain and Signal Mountain, so he could take that one. And Andy's even got, you've got to know how to run one of these then, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
Oh, hey, we're in like Flynn. He knows how to start it and run it. So we got two Komatsus that were made here, probably in Chattanooga.
Signal Mountain.
Signal Mountain. And all we got to do is get one person's okay over there in that white car, and we'll be all set. So let's see what he does next, and then we'll chat a little bit on NS 188. Just went by us, and he is headed towards Chattanooga. Up front, an AC 44C 6M leading him down to the TVRM area there at Jersey. And he's paired up with 8043, an ES 44AC. Pulling that short but exciting train on towards Chattanooga. And there was that one, I don't know, bear or whatever you want to call him. You guys decide what he is, with the funny crooked hat on. I don't know. He could have been a honey bear. He was a cross between a brown bear and Tigger. No, not Tigger, was the Winnie the Pooh. He was a cross between Winnie the Pooh and a Gatlinburg brown bear, but he had a crooked hat on. There's Sexar High Rail car. And we are here at the famous Bootleggers crossing. We're back during the Prohibition days. Who knows what took place here during the night? The illegal liquor, the runners, the distillers, whoever got paid off, and the trains, all involved. And there goes our visitor. He is very soft-spoken. If you were able to hear the scanner, he is headed southbound. So he's going to diverge over onto the Atlanta North District line and crash, or Seth, or bag squawks, you guys. He is going to head down towards your way. They're at Howardsville Road in Apposite. Meanwhile, Andy and I are hanging out up here on the cliff where the breeze is just pulling up from the surface upward like a fan, Mother Nature's fan, keeping us cool. And as it does, I can hear Andy saying in the background, it's bringing all the bugs too. And he's right. We have no shortage of mosquitoes and strange looking bugs here. And if you just really want to entertain yourself, you can choose to either A, fall down and roll through that, or if you're really talented and young and think that you can just go down the side of this, you decide, cliff, hill, mountain, whatever, I can assure you there are enough briars in there that you won't have to go to the store and buy a pair of those jeans with holes in, because by the time you get to the bottom, you're going to have enough holes to let every mosquito that you wake up in those pants. So, for those of you who did not know, and I only know the where, I have no idea to the extent, around that curve and down just a little ways by where they built the new, what is that, a QT oil?
Yeah, QT. Yeah, the Quick Trip gas station.
The Quick Trip gas station, around that corner and not too far down. They're at exit 9, just off of exit 9 on 75. They built this great big QT gas station, beautiful. Lots of asphalt, and it all leans downward towards the railroad track. So, this week, 6 now open. We've had extensive rains, and from what we heard the other night, and then we went close by, as close as we could get, and there's been all kinds of activity where they have worked there on the slope. I understand that track 2 was closed for a while. All this cool stuff appeared, and as I show you this, I realize, hey, the doors are open. What happens when the doors are open? You are right, mosquitoes go in. So hang on a second while I close the door. There's enough mosquitoes on the outside of Production 5. We do not need them on the inside. The other night, Andy had them all collected in a box, and I tried talking him into taking them home. You never guess what he did. Yep, he left the box closed and set them on my tailgate and said, good luck. Wrote a little note there in black marker, and then he was gone, and I had all the pets that he collected. You are looking towards Chattanooga, here on the Knoxville West End line at the 27-mile post. And hey, if you're young at heart, or just plain young, check it out. We got enough rocks to play with, although you can't because they're down there and not for us. But look, this is for the strong guy side. If you want to heave-ho the big rocks, they're over there. If you want to heave-ho the next size rocks, they're over here. And if you're feeling really strong, you can play with the railroad ties too. But as much as this looks like an adult playland, it's all off limits. So that we don't misunderstand, Mike did not give you guys permission to come down here and play adult, because you can't play with the truck, actually trucks, that brought all this cool stuff here. Look at that, it's got a double flapper on it. Once you get whatever in that bucket, what do they call that flapper on the top? A flapper on the top, I like that. So there's a bucket with a flapper on the top. It's kind of like a lid closer. Or when you take the trash out and it really smells, boom, you toss it in and slam the lid shut. Hey, Robert, how are you? Tara is home, and when she's home, she's still trackside because she's got this beautiful view outside of her window there in the town with one blinking light, an S-curve, and it's a replica of Mayberry. But it's very pretty up there in South Carolina, if my memory's right. Robert, all this neat stuff is over here at Bootleggers. Virginia. One of these days I'll get it, Tara. See, old people have to practice. After we get it wrong about 16 times, we'll finally figure it out. So it's Virginia, not South Carolina. Virginia. I'll practice that. VA, Virginia. And Tara, I already forgot. What's the name of the town? I know it's in Virginia, though. I'm getting warm. Boone's Mill, that's it. Boone's Mill, Virginia. See, I just need a couple Cliff Notes. I got that. And for those of you on the chase, to catch CSXT 4720, we are one CSX. 14 minutes ago, we are through Knoxville, headed north on train M542. Tennessee, Alabama, and Georgia Railway coming south. Should be in Chattanooga in 3 hours, I would guess. And sitting down in Rome on a northbound is the Norfolk and Western on train 370 with a destination of Chattanooga, Tennessee. And as we talked a little bit earlier, there's a surprise birthday party for Mrs. S tonight. It's a surprise dinner. It's not a birthday party. There's a vast difference there. George at the Riceville Greek Cafe. Oh my goodness. If y'all want to eat good, go see George and Michelle at the Greek Cafe. It's also a distillery, but food, and it's also a winery, but food to die for. Oh my goodness. And for those of you that know me, or for all those of you who've seen me, I did not get this size by not loving food. And because I'm not the world's best patient, my doctor, he's a great doctor and he cares, has assigned me a nurse because I just can't follow the rules. So he feels that I need extra guidance. Not only when I go out to eat, am I supposed to take this half of the plate and push it over and put it in a box to take it home. Now, he has a follow-up nurse to make sure that I take my medicine and do all the things I'm supposed to and eat healthy. Boy, does she have her work cut out for her. But she called this morning right on schedule at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, all happy as she could be. And what is your blood sugar count this morning? And I said, I don't know. Let's take a guess. So, yeah, I got the lecture. But I told her we had to skip this weekend because it didn't count, and I'd do it on Monday. So I got to be good on Sunday night. so I don't have a failing score on Monday. Now we're going to hang out until 4:40 Eastern Standard Time. Then I got to go home and get cleaned up. I can't look like I've been hanging out in the at the railroad track for the dinner that Mrs. S doesn't know about. She thinks we're going to a Mexican restaurant, a new one, up in the top part of Cleveland. So that'll get me almost to where we're going without her figuring it out, if everything works as I have it planned. And our last train headed in towards Chattanooga, just past the TVRM cam. By now, our high rail is who knows where, going to the south. As we await some train action right here at Bootleggers Crossing. If you've not been here before with us, historic, back to the Prohibition days, just Google Bootleggers Crossing. Take a good look at it, because when you arrive here, there are no monuments, signs that say you have arrived, or a brown plaque put here by the state of Tennessee that says, once upon a time, all is handed down through folklore from generation to generation, that under cover of the darkness, the rail teams, the bootleggers, and all the rest of the folks involved with that supply chain used to catch up here under the protection of darkness, do their thing, and then scatter like the ants after multiple picnic baskets. So, back to the track. It's beautiful. Andy and I are just going to hang out and enjoy the moment. Next thing we got to do, now that it's not cold every day, we got to come up with a cooler for production 6, so we can keep that Gold Peak tea unsweet cold. And we're not sanctioned or otherwise by Gold Peak. It's just my favorite kind of tea. And being from the north, I didn't know there was such a thing as sweet tea. And every time I try to buy it, there's 14 versions of sweet. And, oh, we forgot to order any unsweet. And over the top of that Komatsu is our signal bridge. So, we're just going to sit back, relax, hang out, listen to the birds. It's too early for our deer to come out that we have hanging out here. On the other side of the signal bridge, a couple blocks down, is another one. 2 diverge points between them. Excuse me. And hopefully another train before we have to go home and get ready. Whoops, too much. Recording device either wants all or none today. There we go.
This truck, is it? 76?
I want to get around or out. You know, I can take a 6.
Right.
It's fun until the 11th of every month, then I have to make that payment, but the other 30 days it's fun.
I hear that. How many miles are we
We're at 99,990. It's a 21.
Okay.
I'm going to roll right at 100,000 when I get home. Then I'm going to pout because it's going to get old. It's going to want the 100,000 mile checkup. There goes a bunch of cash. State Farm sent the new house insurance bill for the quarter. Jeez, did it go up?
Yeah, it sure did.
It's crazy. Oh, and don't forget, everybody, today is May 16th, 2025. If Tony gets on here and I haven't reminded you that tomorrow is May 17th, it's Cowan, Tennessee Railroad Fan Day at the Cowan Railroad Museum. Starts at 9 and goes as long as you can last. Come hungry, because there is a fantastic Mexican restaurant right across the street where Tony and I are going to dine. And for those of you subscribers, special shirts. I just got them in today, so I'm going to give you a sneak peek. Hang on. You're going to, while we have a moment here and you're listening to the birds. While they last tomorrow, be it in quantity and size, there's the front, that's the standard everyday view. But check it out, and Brian has approved this. Rail Fan Appreciation Day. And it says rail fans watch Rail Moments on May 17th, 2025, Cowan, Tennessee. So no pushing or shoving tomorrow. But see me when y'all get there. Just look for production 6. And tomorrow I'm going to have some trackside coffee. Now that we found out that it works in Decatur before the storm came and wiped out everything, we can have coffee tomorrow. Bring your favorite breakfast sandwich, and we're going to have a great time in Cowan, Tennessee, hanging out with Brian and everyone from all over the area. Whether you're new, old, young, tall, short, whatever, y'all come to Cowan, Tennessee tomorrow. Don't forget, Brian and them are on Central Standard Time there on the Cumberland Plateau. Should be cooler up there because he's higher up in the air. It's that mountain air. So, make sure you got plans to go tomorrow. Robert, I know you are. Crash, I know there's a whole list. Andy packed enough clothes to stay for the week. So we're going to have a good time. Hey y'all, I got a news flash. Tara, put your seatbelt on. Now, it's officially going to become the race against time. Head out for Mrs. S's birthday party on time or run late. I may have to move to Virginia if I do that. There are a pair of Dash 9s coming on our next train because I just got a sneak peek. So coming from that direction, 4 locomotives on the head end, 2, not 1, 2 Dash 9s coming our way. Something that we won't see any more of in a not too long distance, as they're all scheduled to be rebuilt. So, y'all get ready. 12, 15 minutes. It's going to be close on the timing. But what a tempting target. So y'all stay tuned, stay put, and stay excited. Our next, coming right at us around that corner train, 4 locomotives up front. 2 Dash 9s. Andy and I are excited. We just need to send a message to that train crew. We are balancing schedules and they need to hurry. Hey Eugene, how are you, sir? AGS, good afternoon to you as well. Well, of course, AGS. Now, refresh my memory. If I remember right, it was November 22nd for the Magic City, but refresh my memory so I don't do it wrong. But the Magic City, which we had a fun time down there in Irondale. Everybody was so nice. And it was just a great day. We never ran out of train action. But it's coming up in November. The last Saturday of November, we are all, well, I don't know. It's a conflicting date with the Santa train. But November 22nd of 2025, from 9 to 6, we're going to gather at the caboose and have a great time on the Norfolk Southern tracks there in Irondale, Alabama. You feeling lucky? We got to get that train here, and let's see. If we can get him here in 20 minutes, that's 4:47. That already puts me 17 minutes behind schedule. Ay, ay, ay. They gotta fire that train up. Packs, but I forgot to pack the spray. I'll spray some of the flags. There's some kind of train locomotives being painted. They're going to be on the AGS lines. And they're going to go through Gadsden. That big old orange guy there has high rails on him. So once we figure out how to get up on the track, we can head home. The little guy here, he's just along for the ride. But he's got those chomper teeth things on his bucket. Once you're in, you're not getting out. And this guy, what model is this guy? He's large. And there's a big note on the back. Don't be standing next to me when I swivel around or you will have a headache. Alabama-Tennessee River Railway over in Gadsden is getting painted engines. Whoa. Field trip time. See if you can narrow that secret down a little bit more. And that model is a...
Same one as that one, TC238.
Oh, it's got a twin. It's a PC. It's a PC 238. Well, that narrowed it down for me. I wonder if they're brother and sister. Can you be a brother and sister if you're a Komatsu front end?
I used to assemble engines for them.
What are they? A front end loader?
Those are excavators.
Excavators. It's a good thing I got Andy here. I'd get this all wrong. All right, so we have Komatsu PC 238 excavators. Here's a rear view. It's kind of like a fashion show for Komatsu, you guys. This is what you have to do sometimes when you don't have a train. You go to the next best plan. Hello, SET Productions. We are in Ottawa, Tennessee, right on the line of Ottawa and Chattanooga, on the Norfolk Southern Line at the 227 milepost for the Knoxville West End, right before it splits, and the Atlanta North Line goes south. Knoxville West End then heads up and goes on to Cleveland, Tennessee, and then on up to Knoxville. And this is Bootleggers Crossing, where we have an edition of cool, fun toys. Tonight is Mrs. S's surprise birthday dinner, so y'all can't tell her. We are waiting for one more train with a pair of Dash 9s on him, and then, sadly, we are off. Well, not sadly, but Mrs. S's thing is very exciting, but so is train time very exciting. But we're on to the other exciting things that I can't take you all along with. So we are here for another one train. He is about maybe within 10 miles rolling our way, and there's been nothing in front of him. So he should have a pretty clear path out to us. Here to Bootleggers Crossing. That crossing you see right there is the old Woodhaven Lane Road, which is no longer. AGS, no idea. That's what we're all waiting to see. What are the logos on those two? We're going to stay long enough to see this train, and then we have dinner reservations, and it's not a good night to be late. Mike has learned a few things after 13 years, and one of them is not to be late. Now, Mike has learned how to push the envelope, but that always has a price, so. And my wife is very understanding with this. Tara, it's about time somebody else has all the thundering, the storms, the winds, and the lightning that we've had for, I don't know, well over a week. I wanted to go to the Chickamauga Dam yesterday, and what did we get sidetracked on yesterday? Oh, yeah, I had to do the Lawson 100, they're our electric company, their 100-year event, and I ran out of time to leave early, and then we had another, well, it wasn't a surprise dinner, but we had a dinner event for Mrs. S after her birthday party at work. And here's our edition of stones that we got, what, Wednesday? You think we got these, or Tuesday?
So probably Wednesday.
To the best of our event knowledge, we got all this cool stuff on Wednesday. All the rocks and stuff. And another pile of railroad ties. The ones that you see down there have been here for a while. But these are new. Coffey's Cliff is private property. And to the best of my knowledge, still railroad property. So, and since everybody likes to take things there, I have a feeling adult camera life would be very limited at Coffey's Cliff. But man, what a place for a camera. Whoa.
Cell block protection disabled, over.
For those of you familiar with Coffey's Cliff, someone has stolen the Coffey's Cliff sign. And that's named after a really cool guy that's been hanging out there for 40 years and was put there by his friends at no cost to him, in honor of him, and someone has stolen it. So if you know the someone, ask him please put it back. The guy that cliff is named after is a super cool person who loves trains.
I copy that. Yeah.
Oh, that would be cool, AGS. We need one on that line. And since we know this is where our, well, in theory we know, this is where our next train is coming. Let's not miss a moment of this action. And if somebody is that way, give that train a kick. Because we don't want to be late for dinner. That would not be a good thing.
I would be missing this all day from now. A couple times I heard rumble off in the distance, but a couple trucks.
Yeah, 75 makes it so difficult. Yeah, every time you think it's one, it turns out somebody's jake breaking. And I do believe our next train is going to be a 2x2. Kind of like that. If you remember the, what was it? Hello, Lucas. That movie with Bruce Willis where they were coming in on standard 4x4 or whatever it was format for police procedure. This one is, I believe, going to be an ES44AC followed by -9. Third ES44AC followed by -9. So 2x2 formation. All on the head end of our oncoming train. Lucas, good to see you today, sir. We're going to catch one more, then we're off to a dinner event. So we are packing in the meantime so that we can avoid being late, but we should have a pair of -9s coming to us any moment. I don't think we have to worry about camera.
Right?
And we don't have to worry about sun in the lens. Here they come.
There it is.
That's what you call sneaking around the corner. Bashful. They heard there was a crowd.
I thought I heard rumble.
Little glowings there on the tracks. Andy's rumble has rumbled up to us. Now, let's hope that he's not going slow because he's going to stop. Because that's really going to create a problem. And he is clear. Let's see if he's got the sticker. think I kicked y'all. I'm sorry there for that rumble. All right, everybody. It's that moment that we talk about on a regular basis where we say, bail, Bob, bail. That means out, we gotta go. Can't be late. We will be in Cowan, Tennessee tomorrow. We will see you there. Andy's excited. I'm excited. Casey may come on over. We got Production 6 all gassed up. So, from Andy and I, here on the cliff at historic Bootleggers Crossing, it's been a great time. And you just saw our last train of the day roll by. And we will see you again trackside tomorrow between here and Cowan, Tennessee on the Cumberland Plateau. So come join Brian and all his friends there at the Cowan Railroad Museum tomorrow. Thanks for being with us. Thanks for being a subscriber. And thanks for a good time, because without you guys hanging out, there's just no fun in it. See y'all trackside. Mrs. S, hope you're not listening, because you aren't supposed to know about the surprise. Bye, y'all. See you at the crossing tomorrow. If y'all want to come see the Tonka toys, they don't look like they're going anywhere. Bootleggers Crossing, exit 11 in Ottawa, Tennessee. Thanks, y'all.